Hey guys, Asal here, and today we're doing a weapon review of the LSAT light machine gun. Now because this is a light machine gun, that means it is a support only weapon, and on first impressions it is a very average light machine gun. It's got that long reload, big magazine, and overall it's a pretty stable weapon. Now I find myself saying this a lot with my weapon reviews. Each weapon class really does behave differently, and you can't really play two different kinds of weapons the same way. If they're both assault rifles, then yeah, you probably can, but a light machine gun and an assault rifle, a light machine gun and a DMR and a sniper, they all behave differently, and you really need to adjust your playstyle accordingly. And that is something that I'm always kind of struggling with, because in general I play with assault rifles and carbines a lot, so when I go to something like a light machine gun, I'm not really just used to that playstyle. So on first impressions, a lot of the time I can say this weapon is terrible, but really once you just adjust that playstyle and you kind of get into the groove of that particular weapon, then you can really start making it work. Some weapons don't have that high of a learning curve, some weapons have a higher learning curve, and I would say light machine guns are definitely the kind of weapon that you really need to get attuned to. They aren't the kind of weapon that you can just kind of jump into and instantly start making it work for you. Now the thing that really seems to get me with the light machine guns is the aiming down sight accuracy. They come in at 0.3 degrees where assault rifles are 0.1, so that's pretty significant, and that spread can be pretty difficult to deal with, especially when you do have so many rounds and you're firing so many. So when you go full automatic, that spread can just get ridiculous. It can get really hard to control, making just the weapons feel just a little too frustrating, and it can be easy to just say, this is awful, I really want something a little more accurate, and I'm just gonna go to an assault rifle. And I struggled with that for a while. I was like, I couldn't make light machine guns work for the longest time. This was a few months ago. I've kind of got it figured out now. I think, emphasis on that, I don't have everything figured out in life, or in Battlefield rather, but I was trying out a lot of attachments, a lot of different grips, a lot of different barrel attachments, and I couldn't seem to find that sweet spot. Now when I use a light machine gun with a higher rate of fire, you can just kind of spray and they'll kind of work, because 800 rounds per minute, even if you don't have the best accuracy, you can still make that work in a close quarters environment. But when you're down to only 650 rounds per minute, like the LSAT, it can get a little frustrating when your shots aren't hitting, because you're already firing them so slowly. And then because you have a low rate of fire, it's easy to think, okay, I'm gonna fire in fully automatic because I need to get as many bullets out there as fast as possible, but that's not really the case. In fact, if you just tap fire or burst fire, you can kill guys much quicker, because your shots will be so much more accurate, because the spread increase on these weapons is just so massive. Tap firing is definitely the way the light machine guns should be used, and in fact you should only ever go full automatic if the guy is literally right in front of you. And another thing you can actually try with the light machine gun, or any weapon really, is before you start firing, and you should do this in pretty much any situation where you know you'll be okay to just stand still, is to just stop moving, stand still, crouch if you can. That spread will tighten up quite a bit, and you get those kills a lot faster. Now as far as attachments go, for the LSAT, I had a hard time, I will say that. I went through a lot of different attachments as far as my barrel attachment. Now the grip, I went for the stubby grip because that increases our accuracy by 15% when we're in fully automatic fire, which is perfect. We want to get as much accuracy as we can with a weapon like this, just because the spread it's crazy. And our sight, I just went for the hollow because I think it's a really great sight, especially for light machine guns, because you have those little dots, so you can kind of line shots up over a distance, because this weapon fires at 620 meters per second, so its effective range is pretty far, so you definitely can get some kills over distance. You saw some near the beginning of the video, some pretty long range headshots, and I went for the magnifier because everything else is just kind of not really that useful. Our hip fire is downright terrible, so I didn't go for the laser sight, because you really want to aim down sights pretty much at all times with this weapon. The only time you would hip fire is if you're in a pinch and there's stuff happening everywhere, but for the most part, aim down sights at every single opportunity you get. Now back to the barrel attachments. I tried a lot. I tried the muzzle brake, I tried the compensator, I tried the suppressor, and I was not having luck with any of them, because I wasn't finding that the reduced recoil was really helping me, because it wasn't really a problem in the first place. And then I unlocked the heavy barrel and I said, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. And in the past, I have stayed away from the heavy barrel completely, because for the most part, that increased vertical recoil makes a lot of weapons just too difficult to control. But with this light machine gun, with the LSAT, because it is so stable, I barely even noticed the additional recoil, making it really easy to kill guys over distance, because our spread was so much tighter with the heavy barrel. So I definitely recommend the heavy barrel with the LSAT, and for the most part, light machine guns in general benefit a lot from the heavy barrel. So if you can get the heavy barrel on there and you can tap fire and you have your stubby grip and you really know what's up and you're just staying back, you're not getting too close into close quarters, you can really make these weapons work very well. It just takes a little bit of practice and adjusting your playstyle to suit the LSAT and just any light machine gun in general accordingly. Now that just what wraps up today's weapon review on the LSAT. Now guys, remember, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more Battlefield content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And guys, if you want to get in touch with me for any reason, if you just want to chat, you want to ask me a random question or anything like that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, tweet me. That's probably the best place to get in touch with me quickly and efficiently. And guys, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.